Alright, homeboys, I've just come back from an enjoyable night at the pub with the South London Labour Party, and I was an acquaintance of Kate Hoey, who's quite a prominent Member of Parliament. I've met her a few times before. She's rather nice, and it was an interesting night, and I have to say my conclusion is that they're all a bunch of partisan fucks, and these guys are really intelligent, really cool, really nice, but all they can talk about is the Labour Party line. It's as if personal politics don't exist. Because they're left-wingers, they will always have the Labour Party's vote. Now, I'm a left-winger, but the Labour Party does not automatically get my vote. They have to impress me first, which is exactly what happened in the last election. I thought I'd never in a million years would I vote for them, but I met my local MP and I liked him, so I did vote for them. These guys will vote for the Labour Party no matter what. And it's very tribalistic, this kind of partisan shit that I see in politics. The kind of notion that my party, you pick a side, you pick a side, and for the rest of your life you'll be with them, and everything that they do is right, and everything that the enemy does is wrong. You know what it kind of sounds like? It kind of sounds like religion to me. It kind of sounds like the idea that everything your God says is right, and everything the other one says is bullshit. And religion is fucked up because of that. But no one ever talks about politics in the same light. Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. Partisan politics is letting somebody do your thinking for you. And if you literally agree with everything one party says, you're a fucking idiot. For example, I'm very left-wing when it comes to policies such as welfare, abortion, gay rights, drug use, prostitution, but I'm quite conservative when it comes to things like immigration or trying to preserve certain Britishness about this country. I do not just have one side of an opinion, If you literally think left the whole time or right the whole time, you're an idiot, and you might as well just call yourself a Christian or a Muslim, And I've got to say, the kind of things that I talk about on my site with you guys, I would not, and I didn't bring up, because these fucking partisan left-wing fucks just would give you this look that you're some scary racist fool. And let me give you an example. I was with a friend of mine there as well, and we were talking about the EU, and I studied international relations and European Union studies at university, so I think I know a little bit about it, and I do not like the EU whatsoever because it's just undemocratic, and I just don't like the idea of blanket laws. I just think it's fucking stupid. Having a law all over an entire area, for example, Sweden are extremely liberal, France are quite conservative. They shouldn't be sharing the same kind of rules. It's stupid. That's like a different argument for a different day. But my friend brought up the fact that I almost voted for UKIP a few years ago in the European elections. I was very close to voting UKIP, and I thought to myself, maybe not. I just voted for the Green Party instead because Labour were really shit at that time and global warming was real. And I was quite close to voting UKIP, and my friend mentioned that, and the Labour Party guy's like, "Whoa, mate, you need to go, man." And he was kidding, of course, but at the same time, I got the impression that he was genuinely shocked that I said that I even contemplated voting for the EU. He was like offended, and I just wanted to go. And the reason this guy disagreed with me is not because of his left-wing politics, but because I dared go against his Labour Party. I said something that the Labour Party doesn't agree with, therefore I'm the enemy. This guy couldn't listen to my opinion. He just saw me as some fucking infidel, basically. And later on he goes off and he sits down with his people, and I just know this guy, God, you see that precious over there? He thinks he would vote for UKIP. That's the way these guys are, They're just such partisan religious fuckers. And do you know what I hear every time I go to the Labour Party meetings? Is, have you joined the Labour Party? Are you a member yet? Every time I go there, you remember? You know what that kind of sounds like? It kind of sounds like, have you found Jesus? Have you heard about the Lord? It's exactly the same thing to me. It's basically a party, a group of people trying to get you for life. That's what they want to do. And this is why partisan politics is just so destructive and dangerous, because like religion, it encourages people never to think outside of the box. You know, it basically says to people, agree with us and you'll be okay. And this is what I saw from these Labour politicians tonight, and they're all smart guys, but as soon as I said something that they didn't quite agree with, they looked at me differently. They looked at me differently. The same way if I was with a bunch of Christians and after hours of blissful fun, I told them that I was an atheist. They look at me and treat me differently. This is exactly what happened when I mentioned UKIP, and these guys looked at me in a different way. You know what really grinds my goat is that this partisanship is a byproduct of the system in which we have. These guys are only voting for Labour because, as left-wingers like myself, they're the only party we're ever really going to vote for. I'm not going to vote for the Tories. Like, David Cameron came up with something quite insightful the other week about multiculturalism, and I really liked it. I thought he was talking sense, and no Labour politician would come out with his statements about multiculturalism. But I would never vote for the Tories, I just never would, because they're not working for me and the people, they're working for themselves and their friggin' fat cat friends. So, partisanship and its destructive capabilities is a result of a two-party system, and just the general scheme of things is completely corrupt in politics, and this is why everything is going to hell, is because our politics are so